What is up, everyone? This is Loans, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Denver Broncos Rebuild. Now, in the last episode, we were able to draft quite a few good players, and it starts with quarterback Case Janikowski, 79 overall. Normal development, but we took him in the second round, so not too bad there. We've got Harlan Blades starting at halfback, and with CJ Anderson, we're going to go ahead and put him on the trade block. And then at wide receiver, we've still got Demarius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, and Henderson in at wide receiver number 2. The line changed quite a bit. We've got Ron Leary in at left tackle, Lavoie in at left guard that we drafted, Paradis at center, Whitlock at right guard, and Garrett Bowles moved over to right tackle. And then at tight end, we've got Hewerman. And on defense, it's looking quite a bit different as well. We've got Von Miller over at right end, Pico at defensive tackle, Wolf at defensive tackle, and Baber that we drafted in at left end. We still have Aqib Talib, Chris Harris Jr., and Bradley Roby in at cornerback, Justin Simmons up at free safety, but then we have Barnes up at strong safety that we drafted, who is quick development, and we took him in like the 6th round. And then at linebacker, we still have Shane Ray and Shaquille Barrett. But at middle linebacker, we have Corey Howard and Brandon Marshall. So I'm not too sure what to do with Brandon Marshall yet. I might keep him as a backup or I might trade him. I'm not sure yet. So this might make some Broncos fans mad because I know that everybody's pretty high on Shane Ray, but I'm going to go ahead and put him on the trade block as well. And we'll end up putting Brandon Marshall in at right outside linebacker. So we've got to set a goal. We had 8 wins last year. We didn't come anywhere near it. We had 3 wins. We went 3-13. So we're going to go ahead, go for 8 wins again this year. So we've got a couple trade offers here for CJ Anderson. So far, nothing for Shane Ray. But we've got the Baltimore Ravens giving us a 2019 4th round pick and a couple 2020 picks. And then Oakland giving us just one 2019 3rd round pick. I don't want to trade him in the division, so we're going to go ahead and accept Baltimore's trade here. So here we are at the midseason mark, and we are in 3-5, so that's already the amount of wins that we had last season. So at week 15 here, we've got a Tennessee quarterback, Quinn Christensen, winning the Heisman, which isn't going to help us out very much since we already have our quarterback. Well, that is the end of the season, and as expected, we did not make the playoffs. We did do better this year, though, 5-11. A little better than 3-13, so we're getting there. We were 13th in the NFL with offense, so that's not too bad there. And 31st in defense, so still some work to do on the defense. Case Janikowski had a really good year, yards-wise at least, 4,864 yards, 25 touchdowns, threw 21 interceptions. That's quite a bit. Was only sacked 32 times, which is quite a bit better than 61 or whatever Trevor Siemian had the year before. And Harlan Blades had a little better year than CJ Anderson did the year before, 922 yards, 12 touchdowns. And Demarius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders had huge years. Demarius Thomas with 1,396 yards, 5 touchdowns. Emmanuel Sanders had 1,409 yards and 10 touchdowns. So Garrett Bowles gave up 11 sacks. Ron Leary gave up 9. Lavoie, we'll just call him Lavoie, gave up 2, and Whitlock gave up 2 as well. And on defense, Corey Howard with 170 tackles. That is crazy. Brandon Marshall with 161, Stephon Barnes with 107. And Von Miller only had 8.5 sacks, along with Stanley Baber. Pico Sr. had 5.5, and Derek Wolf had 3.5. Then once again, we're not really getting the interceptions. Chris Harris Jr. with 3, Aqib Talib with 2, Corey Howard with 1, and Stephon Barnes with 1. We'll get into our awards here, and I would expect that we would win a few offensive and defensive rookie of the years maybe. And we have Aaron Rodgers winning the NFL MVP. Tom Brady with offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year went to Justin Houston. Offensive rookie of the year was Case Janikowski. Harlan Blades came in 2nd. And then defensive rookie of the year, we have Corey Howard in there. And then we have Stanley Baber in 4th and Stephon Barnes in 5th. Got Emmanuel Sanders coming in 3rd for best wide receiver. So this year, a little better for awards than the year before. It's good to see some guys actually coming through with some. Hopefully, we've got some good XP here and we can progress those guys quite a bit. And for those of you guys that are wondering, this is what the XP is looking like. Case Janikowski winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then we've got Corey Howard winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. I do not adjust the XP sliders. I just leave them as they are. And we did not have an All-Star Game MVP, so we will check the Super Bowl here, and it's the New England Patriots beating the Atlanta Falcons 38-22. Oh yeah, shake that shaker bottle. So we've got like 0 cap room, and that's pretty unfortunate because we have Aaron Donald in here. We've got Joe Thomas, Greg Olsen, some older guys, but we've got some really good players in here. It's pretty unfortunate we can't sign any of them. And we've got 2 first-round picks here in the draft. So we have a couple places that we really need to get players, and I think one of them is actually going to be wide receiver. Obviously, we need offensive linemen, and the other one is going to be defensive tackle. So I think with our first pick here, we're going to take Jamal Davis out of Oklahoma, A- spec catch, B+ catching traffic, B catching, has 7.5 combine. He's 81 overall normal, ranked 7th in true talent. We took him at 6th. That speed's pretty low, unfortunately, 87, but overall looks like a pretty good player. I think with our next pick here, we will take Henry October, B pursuit, B- block shed, C+ tackle at a 6.9 combine as a defensive tackle. That is pretty good. He's 79 overall normal, 8th in true talent. We took him at 20th. Then with our second round pick here, we're going to take a lineman. We're going to take Morgan Suggs. It's pretty early for me to take a lineman, but he is looking pretty good. And he's not bad. 79 overall, normal development. 25th in true talent. We took him at 38th. Then with our third round pick, we're going to take Vaughn Dinkins. Sweet name. Vertical threat, tight end. Projected second round talent, but third rounder. 6.4 combine, B catching, B spec catch, B- catching traffic. And he's 75 overall quick, ranked 48th in true talent. We took him at 70th. We're going to take another right tackle here. We're going to take Lee Simpson in the 4th round, B impact block, B run block, C pass block. We have to get our offensive line better. He's 76 quick, ranked 51st in true talent. We took him at 102nd. We have another 4th round pick here, and I think we're going to use it on this guy here, DJ Brackens. He's projected mid 5th rounder, but we're going to take him in the 4th. He's a left end, B+ tackle, B- hit power, C+ power move, 7.1 combine. And he's only a 69 overall. That's kind of a weird one. 131st in true talent. Took him at 106th. Definitely not what I thought he was going to be there. So basically what we have left here is a bunch of 7th round projected players that I wanted to draft. So we're just going to keep going through them here. We're going to take Henry Anderson, 6.0 combine, B block shed, B- tackle, B- hit power. And he's 70 overall normal, 110th in true talent. We took him at 134th. And then continuing on with our linemen, we're going to take Jacoby Friedman, another 7th rounder. We're taking him in the 5th, 76 overall normal, ranked 39th in true talent. We took him at 146th. We've got 2 picks left here, so we're going to start off in round 6 with Keelan Woolfolk. 7th rounder, we're going to take him in the 6th, 73 normal, 68th in true talent, and we took him at 166th. And with our last pick, we're going to take Ross Stewart, a wide receiver out of Ole Miss. 71 overall normal, 130th in true talent, we took him at 198th. So basically, we came into this draft and did exactly what we said we were going to do. We got wide receivers, defensive linemen, and offensive linemen. So probably a pretty boring draft, but it's what we needed. So we've got Jamal Davis here, 81 overall, normal. Henry October, 79 overall, normal, defensive tackle, so he'll probably get the start. We've got our right tackle here, Morgan Suggs. Vaughn Dinkins, tight end, quick development, 75 overall, get the start for us. Lee Simpson, 76 overall. DJ Brackens, I thought he was going to be much better than he was. 69 overall. Henry Anderson, 70 overall. Jacoby Friedman, 76. Keelan Woolfolk, 73 overall. And then Ross Stewart at 71. And all these left and right ends, we're going to take them and move them to defensive tackle, so that way we have some depth behind there. I actually had my eye on this guy, Clayton George, one-cut halfback out of Pittsburgh. The Bucks took him in the second round with the 19th pick. He's an 84 overall. He's normal development, but he's an 84 overall running back, taken in the second round. And this is what the team is going to look like at the start of year 3. And once again, it's quite a bit different. We've got Case Janikowski, 82 overall, and at quarterback, I spent most of his XP on traits and stuff. We've got Harlan Blades in at halfback. We've got the rookie Davis in at wide receiver number 1, Demarius Thomas at wide receiver number 2, and Emmanuel Sanders at wide receiver number 3. Those guys are regressing pretty quick, so we're going to have to do something about them probably next year, which is why I'm giving Davis the start at wide receiver number 1, so hopefully he can progress a little bit. And then on the line, everything's looking the same here, except we've got Garrett Bowles, who's moved again over to right guard, and we're going to start Suggs in at right tackle. And then we've got the rookie Dinkins in at tight end. And then on defense, I didn't really like having Von Miller on the right side, so we've got him in on the left side this time. We've got Baber, and then remember that guy Brackens that I drafted that was like 69 overall as a right end? Well, he's a 78 overall defensive tackle. Then we've got Henry October in at defensive tackle number 2. And I've taken Derek Wolfe out of the defensive tackle spot. His size just didn't really play that well at a defensive tackle. So we're going to go ahead and have him in as a backup. We've got Chris Harris Jr., Aqib Talib, Bradley Roby, and Justin Simmons all in the secondary. And then we've got Barnes at strong safety. And then our linebackers, after I move Brandon Marshall, are looking the same again. We've got Brandon Marshall at right outside linebacker, Corey Howard, who is now an 88 overall at middle linebacker, and Shaq Barrett at left outside linebacker. But the team is looking better. We've gotten younger. Now we just got to figure out this cap space issue. It was like $3 million cap space in free agency, which hurt us quite a bit because there were some guys in there like Aaron Donald that we could have tried to sign who would have helped out a ton. But other than that, we finished 2 wins more than we did the year before, and I would expect we keep going and winning some more games next year. And that is going to do it for this episode of the Denver Broncos Rebuild. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for regular Madden 18 rebuilds and some Ultimate Team content as well. Thanks for watching. I'm out.